Watch out, flying mouse! Ooh. Oh man, that flying mouse got you. Did you see that? That was crazy. Woo! Flying mouse got you. Whoa. All right, you behind the screen. Thanks for watching. Yeah. Okay, so just finishing our practice test here to help you out there. Unit 6 practice test. We did 20 and 21. Now we're looking at 22 and 23. Okay, let's see here. So remember to check for extraneous solutions. And remember to pause me, right? Pause me, try it on your own. And don't forget to eat your sardines, your can of Polar sardines. Woo! Squishy, squishy. Whoa, the lid's showing what they look like. That's crazy. Okay, so try it on your own there. You do have to get everything to the other side. So I'm going to -6 to the other side. That's not a good sign. What do you mean? Well, will a square root ever yield, 2 minus 6 is -4. Will a square root ever yield a negative number? No, right? Because if you have the square root of a negative number, like, I don't know, maybe -16 or something, yeah, that's actually 4i, which will never equal -4. Yeah, so I think this is possibly a no solution. Uh-oh. Let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and power 2 both sides. I'll get rid of the root, so 3x plus 12. -4 times -4 is positive 16. And then, let's see here, make sure on your calculator, you guys, make sure on your calculator. Because if you just do -4 squared, that'll actually give you -16. But if you put it in the parentheses, that's correct. Then it's positive 16, way-o. Okay, so then we -12 to the other side. And so we get 3x is equal to 16 minus 12 is 4. And then divide by 3. And we get 4/3 is our answer. Let's go ahead and check and plug it in. 6 plus the square root of 3 times 4/3 plus 12. And then we get 6 plus, so the 3's cancel. 4 plus 12 is 16. The square root of 16 and 4. And 6 plus 4 is 10. What the? 10 does not equal 2. I knew it. No solution. I knew it. No solution. Whoa. Breathe. Today's video is brought to you by my summer squash. I grew this in my backyard. All you do is gotta peel it and then fry it up and eat it with butter and salt and pepper. It's so good. Yeah, super good summer squash. Woo! Okay, so that one's a no solution, guys. That one's a no solution. No solution. Okay, try number 23 on your own. Try number 23 on your own. Give it a try. Give it a try. Let's see here. We're going to immortalize the student that I taught forever ago. Ioana, what's your favorite color?
Orange.
Orange. I like it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're actually going to write the problem down in orange. And orange, you glad I didn't say banana?
Gladly.
So then we're going to go ahead and we're actually going to square both sides to get rid of the square roots. Now, careful now, be careful. Don't forget the middle terms. Are you a middle child? Have your parents ever lost you at Walmart or something, or a gas station? That's because you're the middle child, right? I feel for you. Same in math. Don't forget the middle terms. The middle child. So this actually means that we have 2 of them, x plus 2 times x plus 2. So you have the seashell, right? X squared. Yes, you do have x squared. You do have 2. Squared is 2 squared is 4. Thanks, guys. Have a good day. But you have your middle term, so you have 2x. And you have another middle term, which is 2x. And then 2x and 2x is 4x plus 4. Bring down the x squared. Cool. Okay, bring down our 10x plus 11 in orange. There we go. So we bring down our 10x plus 11. The square root is gone. Now how do you solve this, right? Hey you! How do you solve this? What do? I'm stuck. What do you do? So you do have to get everything to the other side and factor it. Don't forget to do that on the test. Right? Get everything to the other side and factor it. So that goes away, becomes a 0. Negative 11 with a positive 4 is negative 9. Negative 10x and 4 is negative 6x. And then x squared. And let's go ahead and factor that. So x and x, factors of 9. Wait a sec, what is going on here? This isn't good. Let me see. Feel like I made a mistake somewhere? No? Okay. Just feel like I'm headed towards a mistake there. Negative 6x, yep. And then 11. It's not 9. That's not 9. Haha, I found it. It's okay to make mistakes as long as you fix them. So negative 11 and 4 is actually negative 7. There it is. There it is. Okay, so 4 minus 11 is negative 7. Factors of 7 are 1 and 7. Sign the middle term goes with a bigger number. And then we set them equal to 0. So we add 7 to the other side. So x equals 7 is the solution. Set equal to 0 minus 1 to the other side. So x equals negative 1 is the solution. Uh-oh, do they both work? Or does only one work? Good question. Why aren't you circling it, Newbold? Yeah, because we didn't know. We got to check. You got to check yourself before you get it wrong. Okay, so for x, we're going to plug a 7 in. So 7 plus 2 is equal to 10 times 7 plus 11. 7 plus 2 is 9. That's going to be 70 plus 11, which is 81. Yeah, and the square root of 81 is 9. It works. So the 7 definitely works. What about the 1? What about the 1? Well, 1 plus 2 is 3. And then 1 times 10 is 10. And 10 plus 11 is 21? Oh, it's a negative 1. Ha-ha. Ha-ha, it's a negative 1. So negative 1 plus 2 is just 1. And then negative 1, 11 minus 11. 10 times negative 1 is a negative 10. Plus 11 is a positive 1. Yeah, that works. So in this case, they actually both worked. In this case, they both worked. Not always. But in this case, they both worked. Woo! Okay, last page. Here we go. So 24 and 25. I'm going to show you a different method this year that was shown to me by a few different students. Let's take a look and see how it goes. See how it goes. So we first get minus 5 to the other side. So that's going to be 27. Okay, so first we'll do the root method. So the root method is where you rewrite. So how do you spell rewrite? That's with an R. So rewrite it as a root. Rewrite it as a root. Okay, so which one's the root? The root of all evil, the love of money. The 2, right? The bottom is the root. So we have the root, that's the 2. And then we have the x plus 4 to the 3rd power, good, equals 27. Way-o. Okay, so now we have to get rid of the square root. Do you remember how to get rid of the square root? So to get rid of the square root, we have to power 2 both sides. So that gets rid of the root. And we're left with x plus 4 to the 3rd power equals 27 squared. So 27 squared is 729. 729. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and how do we undo the power of 3? So we 3rd root it, right? We 3rd root that. So we go ahead and 3rd root it. Boom! Remember, it's the 3rd root. And so now how do you do the 3rd root in your calculator? So we do x plus 4 is equal to the 3rd root. So on your calculator, you actually go to the math button and you go to option 4 or option 5 if it's 4th root, 5th root. So third root is option 4 of 729, which is 9. So we get 9. And then minus 4 to both sides. And 9 minus 4 is 5, right? So we get x equals 5 as our answer. Let's make sure it works. X equals 5. Let's make sure it works. Did you plug it in? You plug it in. Give it a try. So that's going to be 5 plus 4. So 5 plus 4 to the 3/2 power plus 5 equals 32. 5 plus 4 is 9. And 9 to the 3/2 power is the square root of 9 to the 3rd power, right? To the 3rd power. Square root of 9 is 3, and 3 to the 3rd power is 27. And 27 plus 5 does equal 32. We did it! Woo! Yeah, it works. It works. Okay, so we're going to try a new method. Maybe it was Lily. Maybe it was Ethan. Maybe it was, who was it? Someone showed me this new method there. Maybe it was Ainsley. I'm trying to remember who it was. Do you remember? Was it you? Was it you? Did you show me this? I'm trying to remember who showed me this. So you're going to go ahead and power both sides with the reciprocal. Right? Right? So we're going to minus 5 to the other side first. So we get negative 9. And then with x plus 3 to the 2/3 power. Instead of doing x plus 3 all squared and then doing the 3rd root, we're going to try something different. We're going to try doing the root of 3/2. Right? 3/2. Because the 3's will cancel and the 2's will cancel, leaving us with just x plus 3 is equal to negative 9 to the 3/2 power. Whoa! So then we can rewrite that as a root. So that'll be the square root of negative 9 all to the 3rd power. Okay, well, now we're running into a problem. Because the square root of negative 9, the square root of negative 9, maybe it was even plus or minus at that point. Yeah, that might have been plus or minus when we square rooted both sides. So the problem is, so that's the plus or minus, the square root of negative 9 is 3i to the 3rd power? Whoa! I don't think this is going to work, you guys. Yeah, that's going to be 3 times 3 times 3. So that'll be x plus 3 is equal to 3i to the 3rd power. So positive, positive, positive. 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. So 27i to the 3rd power. I guess that would be squared with an I. So that'll change it. So that'll be x plus 3 equals, let's see, I to the 3rd power breaks down into what? I squared times I. And so I squared is negative 1, so negative I. So that'll be a negative I. So that'll basically be negative 27i is what that becomes. Wow, this is crazy. Or a positive. Either way, you're going to minus 3 to the other side and plus or minus. And so it's just not going to work. No solution. No solution. Because the reason why it's no solution is because you can't graph it, right? There's no intersection for the y value. Because you can't graph an I. Yeah, same with the I there. So yep, no solution on that one. That was tricky. No solution. Okay, Maria, upon returning from a fishing trip, was bragging about her fish. So she bragged to her friends she caught weighed 23 kilograms. So 23 kilograms and at least 2.5 meters long. But it got away, and she was hauling it in. The length to weight relationship can be estimated by this formula here, where W is the weight, so that's the weight, and then L is the length in meters. So is there a possibility Maria told the truth, or is her story a little fishy? Let's give it a try. So let's see. She caught up something that weighed 23 kilograms, was at least 2.5 meters long. So we can choose either of those to plug in. Let's say the weight is 23. So we'll just go ahead and plug it right in there. So let's see what the length should be according to our formula. So that's the cube root of 23. So let's use our calculator there now. Use your calculator on the test. So 0.46 times the math cube root of 23, parentheses, gives us 1.3. The length is equal to 1.3. What? This says at least. This says at least 2.5. So that's 2.5 or more, right? Or more, or 2.5 or longer. And since 1.3 is less than 2.5, yep, it's a little fishy. It's a little fishy there. It's a little, not a big fishy. Ha, no pun intended there. It's a little fishy, right? Okay. So let's see here, beautiful. So that was 1.3, right? 1.3? Yeah, 1.3. Okay, last but not least, Tsunami. So we have v is equal to the square root of 9.8 with d. Speed is tsunami, and d is the depth. And v is the speed. Tsunami is measured traveling at a speed of 132. So 132 is equal to the square root of 9.8d. And so how deep? So basically solve for d. So do this on the test too. Super easy. You got this. You got this. Ace it on the test. I'm going to pause. You try it on your own. Come on. Pause me. Try it on your own. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and power 2 both sides to get rid of the root. So we get 132 all squared. And then we have 9.8d. And now we just divide by 9.8. Wayo, divide by 9.8. So we use our calculator. And we go 132 all squared. Right, and then divided by 9.8. Gives us our answer, 177.95. So 1777.95 is our depth. And so that's going to give us, we'll just round that up to 1778. Right? Is that in feet? So in meters. That's in meters. That's in meters. All right, thanks for watching. Lots of practice. Keep practicing. You behind the screen, thanks for watching. Yeah, ace that test. Ace that test. You got this. Ace the test. Wayo, ace the test. Bye for now.